What is up? Coach Emma here, and welcome back to the Fit Habit Life podcast, where we cut through the noise, talk real health and fitness, sustainable fat loss, and habits that actually work. And today on the podcast, I'm going to talk about a topic that might offend some of you. Might offend a lot of people. And it's, can you afford not to? And before I dig in, I just wanted to say thank you so much for listening to my podcast. It's super cool that you spend the time to listen to me talk about random crap, and you're getting value from it, and I'm helping you. And so if that is the case, please rate the show, share it. That helps me get in front of more people and helps me help more people. So anyway, thank you. I appreciate it. And now to dig into today's topic. So, can you afford not to? So oftentimes when I do consults with people, at the end of the day, it always comes down to price. Usually the consults go so well that everybody at the end of the call wants to work with me. But it's always about price. And I will say I'm not a really good sales woman. I'm a lot better than when I started, but I don't pressure people into anything. I don't do a good job of handling objections, because in the past when I have, then usually like people are either a little resentful that they spent the money on the coaching, or they're not actually ready and they're using money as an excuse. But really, like, it's always, I can't afford it. And to be fair, there are a lot of people out there that can't afford coaching. But I've seen people who probably shouldn't pay for coaching. They have other priorities. They make it a priority because they know they need it. They know they need the accountability. They know they need the help. And they think they're worth it. So they invest in themselves. And really, that's why I wanted to talk about this. I wanted to kind of debunk that. Is it really you can't afford it? Maybe it's you can't afford not to do it, because what are the repercussions of you not making changes and you not investing in yourself? And by investing in yourself, it doesn't have to be coaching. I hear that a lot. Like, I can't afford to buy healthier foods at the store. I can't afford to buy enough meat. I can't afford a gym membership. I can't afford, I don't have enough time to exercise, right? These are trade-offs, right? It's kind of like, I don't have the time to do this thing. I can't afford to do this thing because I have to work or whatever. And that's a very, very common thing that people use as an excuse. And with you can't afford it, really think about that when you say that, because, and I'm going to give an example because this is very like nuanced discussion right now. There isn't really anything tangible, but I'll give an example of one of my clients. So this client, I've known him for like 5 years. Oh my gosh, way more than that now, 7 years. Anyway, he's always struggled with his weight. And I became a coach over 2 years ago now, but I would always offer advice because I was really into health and fitness back then, which is why I became a coach, right? And he never took me up on my offer. And he continued to struggle with his weight. And this past year, he had a heart attack. And it was actually fatal. He was resuscitated, so that means he died. And the emergency room had to revive him and bring him back to life. And he was intubated for, I think it was 72 hours, 48, 72 hours. And there were a lot of other issues that arise because and this is part of my, I don't like the medical system. And if you've listened to my podcast, you've heard this before, but there are some good things about it, but they screw up a lot. And this is why they didn't pay attention to the medications he was taking. And he wasn't able to walk for like 10 weeks. because the medications they gave him aggravated the gout that he had. So he was bedridden for like 10 weeks. He couldn't move. Anyway, point being, like, his whole life shifted, and that's when he was like, right after that event, he's like, I'm ready to get started. Let's do this thing. I don't care about the price. Just help me. And oftentimes, it's really unfortunate, but it takes a lot of people, something like that, to happen for them to invest in themselves and to take care of themselves. Why wait for something like that to happen? He could have died. He could not be here right now. So think about that story. And the best part is last week, the reason I brought him up is last week he went to his cardiologist. And the cardiologist said he had never seen numbers like that after an instance like him. So his EKG came back amazing. His lab results came back amazing. And the doctor was astounded. Well, he started to take care of himself. He started to track his calories. And he realized he was eating way more than he should have given his amount of activity. He started strength training. And because he was bedridden for like 10 weeks, we actually did not start in a cut. We started in a muscle building phase. And so we focused for, I'd say, probably like 3 months, just getting back into the swing of things, focusing on his knees are still screwed up from that contraindication, from the medications, focusing on getting back to walking, getting back to strength training. And then now we actually just started to cut. But since his weight in the hospital, when that incident happened to now, he's 25 pounds down. And that's incredible, right? And it's sustainable. Like, he's not super hungry all the time. He's making better decisions. He's had instances when we've been working together where he's been out of town for a week. And he'd maintained that weight loss. He wasn't overindulging. He wasn't overdoing it anymore. And the fact, like, he didn't just lose weight. He doesn't just have to get a new wardrobe, which I'm sorry, that will be an expense. If you work with me, you will most likely need a new wardrobe. And I'm sorry, that will cost you money. But besides that, right, his health is so much better. He goes to a cardiologist. The cardiologist was shocked, like jaw on the floor. And his quality of life is so much better. He's got more energy. He's able to move more. So, because he has less weight on his body, he's got less stress on his joints. He feels better. He has less inflammation in general because he's got less body fat. So, and it's like, and he has had a heart attack prior to that too. He's already had 2 heart attacks. So obviously he's high risk, but he's probably in one of the best states of health that he's ever been in. And it just took investing in himself, investing time and money, learning how to track, how to properly strength train, how to integrate that into his day, right? So that took time. And you do not have to invest in a coach to do that. It's just the fast track, because it's that third party perspective kind of watching over you and giving you kind of more of an unbiased opinion, or they're biased for your health. A good coach cares about your health. And the results will follow. If you focus on your health, the results will follow. You will get that body that you want. You will feel more confident. You will have more energy. You will have better digestion. Your hormones will be better aligned. So, I mean, just think about that. It's like, do you want to? And here's the thing too. If you don't make any changes at all, you're not going to stay the same. You're going to get worse. Over time, you will be getting worse, because oftentimes those habits that people have, they're not beneficial. You're not staying the same. If you continue to have 6 cans of Mountain Dew a day, you're going to continue to have negative health repercussions. And the reason I'm calling out soda is it's so common here. I actually had a consult with somebody who he drinks 6 cans of Mountain Dew a day, and he didn't want to invest in my coaching. And that's another thing. Like, what other things are you spending money on that are negatively impacting your health? So in Utah, soda, LDS, or formerly known as like Mormons, so Latter-day Saints, they don't drink coffee. And so people get their caffeine from soda. Don't ask me why they can drink soda, but they can't have coffee. That's a question I've been asking myself for the past 3 years since I've moved here. But people go buck wild on the soda. And it's like, dude, that's expensive. And they don't buy like Costco. I mean, oftentimes they do buy the ones at Costco. But they go to these drive-through soda places and they'll pay like $5 to $10 for soda. That's not just soda. They add more sweetener and other shit in there. And then they put cream. So it's like a calorie bomb with no nutrients. Like, I don't understand it at all. So anyway, so it's like spending money on things like that. How often do you go out to eat? This is another one that kills me. There's a lot of people locally that I know, business networking group and stuff, they're in the trades. So they're constantly on the go. And they often eat at gas stations or fast food restaurants. Multiple meals a day. 1, if not usually 2, and maybe even 3. That's 3 meals a day out. That's at least $10. Gas stations are expensive, dude. Like, if you add that up, okay, let's say you're spending, let's be conservative. And this does not account for other stuff people spend money on. Like, oftentimes too, I see, and this is not me judging people. If you want to spend your money on stuff, that's totally fine. You have the right to do that. That is your choice. But it hurts me because I care. I care about people. I want you guys to feel as good as I do. I want you to be healthy. I've been there. I've been in a poor state of health, and it's not fun. Like, life sucks. Oftentimes, you're overweight, you have inflammation, probably more likely to have anxiety, probably more likely to be depressed. Your quality of life is decreased because you can't do the fun shit that you used to be able to do. So anyway, but makeup, holy shit, the amount of money people spend on that stuff. And I don't wear makeup. I never got into it. And it's fun. I like it when I get dressed up, get my makeup done, whatever. I like it. It makes me look awesome. It's cool. But people spend so much money on that stuff, and it's really expensive. And then things like hobbies too. And hobbies are great. They're great for your health. But if you're like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an expensive hobby. I guess golf. You could say snowboarding is expensive, and I snowboard. But if you own your snowboard and you buy the Epic or the Icon Pass pre-season, and you go at least 5 times, it already pays for itself. So actually, it's a lot cheaper than if you paid for it. But anyway, skiing and snowboarding are expensive too. But golf is super expensive because you have to pay for the courses. You got to drive out there. It takes a lot of time. So does snowboarding, I guess. But I invest in my health also. So caveat there. And so anyway, snowboarding. No, golfing, those clubs. Holy crap. I went to Costco because I want to try golfing. I think it might be relaxing for me. I'm like very high stress type A. I like very active things, and I don't really unwind a lot. My husband's interested, and he's more of a chill, relaxed dude. So I'm like, oh, maybe we could try it, like go to the range or something. Anyway, so I was looking at golf clubs, and it's like $800 for the Costco set. I'm like, dude. So anyway, that stuff's expensive. Clothing. Like, keeping up with the Joneses. Like, some people always get new clothes. Like, I think I go shopping once, if not twice a year. Now I actually have to go shopping again, and this will be another point. Actually, but anyway, shopping. Shopping is expensive, and people spend a lot of money on that. But if we're just talking about food food specifically, right? Food and soda pop, and maybe let's say Starbucks, because if you're not in Utah, people spend a lot of money on coffee, like $5 to $10 a day. So $5 to $10 a day, but usually that stuff is not super nutrient dense. Usually people get the calorie bombs, like the Ventis with the Frappuccino latte thing loaded up with stuff. And those are totally welcomed in a diet on occasion. But if you're having this every day, you're overweight, you don't have healthy habits, you're not very active, you don't strength train, you don't sleep enough, you're super stressed, that is contributing to the problem. And you're pissing money down the drain because it's not benefiting you. It's making your quality of life worse. It's making your health worse. Oh, alcohol is the other thing. But in Utah, I don't think about it a lot because the LDS church, people don't drink a lot of alcohol. That actually makes coaching a lot easier. But alcohol is super expensive. It's so expensive and it's super bad for you. It's a class 1 carcinogen, which means it directly contributes to cancer. I'm not going to say I never have it. I have it on occasion. But actually, I haven't drank since March. I went through a gut health protocol, and my husband's still going through it because if you listen to what happened to Joe, I don't remember what episode that was, but his gut health was so poor that he needs an extended period of time in this phase. So, and I don't like to drink alone. I'm not going to just get a beer, and I don't like to drink at my house. Like, I like to go somewhere. And most of our friends, even though they're not LDS, they don't actually drink. So I just don't drink right now. I'm going back to California. I might have a beer. I'm going to see my dad. So he likes beer. I like beer. Anyway, that being said, if we just talk like coffee and going out to eat, and we'll be conservative. Let's say you go out to eat once a day and you have a coffee and or soda pop every day. That will be between $5 to $10 for the coffee and or the soda pop. And that's if you don't get, some of these drinks are like $8. That's if you don't even get a cookie or a pastry, which most people do because, oh, we're going to Starbucks, or, oh, this Swig has pretzel bites and like mini cookies. Swig is this drive-through soda place. So that's at least $5 to $10. Then going out to eat is usually $10 to $20. In Utah, it's on the cheaper end. If you're not from Utah, it's more of the $20 range. So anyway, so if you add those up, if we're being conservative, that's $15 a day. On the top end, it's $30. And that's just if we're one meal and one beverage. That's $15 to $30 a day you're spending on things that are negatively contributing to your health and fitness goals. You know how much my coaching costs? $14 a day. You can afford me. I just cleared the air there. But anyway, my point being is like once you like start to track your finances and become aware of the things you're actually spending money on and start to analyze like, is this benefiting me? Is this benefiting my goals? You probably can afford some type of coaching, even if it's not one-on-one. Maybe it's a workout program. And so I have one as well. And I actually have a lot of coach friends that have some great workout coaching apps. So it's just workouts, but you can get form correction. And at least you have that accountability and that structure and that plan. And oftentimes it's between $30 to $100 a month. And that's like $1 a day. So it's like you get structure there, right? You get a little bit of community there. You probably can invest in your health. And maybe my services aren't right for you, but there are coaches out there that you can work with, right? And look at the drawbacks of you not working with a coach. Like, look at all the negatives. Your health will continue to decline. If you're overweight, your risk of death is drastically increased. And as I said, you don't have to invest in a coach. It is the fast track. And this is what I wanted to talk about. It's like I invested in my first coach in April this year. If you look at my face now compared to like videos, and if you're listening to the podcast, my face looks a lot leaner than it did 4 months ago. Most of that was inflammation. But I did lose like almost 20 pounds. And it's because I invested in a coach and I had that accountability and that third party looking over me unbiased and giving me feedback and walking me through the process. And what was awesome is I've gotten the best results I've ever gotten in my life. I have the best gut health I've ever gotten or I've ever had since probably like a newborn. And I feel awesome and I'm getting stronger. It's really cool. And had I not, I would have still had bloating and gas all the time. And that's miserable. It's like, oh shit, I can't eat this thing because I might be bloated. Or, oh my gosh, I'm going to a business networking meeting and I'm bloated and gassy from what I ate earlier. And it's like, that's miserable. It's like so awful, like that feeling. And that's maybe you feel uncomfortable in your clothes. Maybe that's your thing. And it's like every time you go out, you struggle. Maybe it's you don't have enough energy and you've got kids. You've got kids and a demanding job and you're putting all your effort into the job to help pay for your kids, right? But you're not spending the time on yourself, so your health is decreasing, so you don't even have the energy or capacity to play with your kids because you're putting all this effort into making their life better, but you don't even get to enjoy and reap the benefits of your hard work. And I will say my productivity has drastically increased without having that overhead. I don't have to worry about what I'm doing for my nutrition or my training. My coach is handling that. I don't have to worry, about stuff like that. Like I have somebody to do that for me. And so I have more brain capacity to focus on my business, growing my business, being a better coach, being a better business owner. And because I'm healthier, I am more productive. I have less brain fog. I have less anxiety. For the most part, I'd say I'm an anxious person. It's something I'm always working on. But yeah, it's like, so my business is performing better. My health is better, so I'm able to enjoy things more. And my quality of life is better because I don't have all these symptoms and annoying things that are dragging me down and making me depressed and anxious and all this stuff. So really think about it. Like, if you don't invest in yourself and and as I said, it doesn't have to be coaching. That's just a great example because that's a common thing. It's like, oh, I can't afford it, or I can't invest in this right now. But can you afford not to? Like, think of what your life will be like on the other side of this. Like, oftentimes the people that are coming to me for a consult, they have debilitating gut issues, or they've been uncomfortable in their body for decades, and they've been trying diet after diet after diet after diet. And they've probably spent like tens of thousands of dollars on all this crap. But they can't afford me. It's like, if you really want to reach your goal, you can't afford not to invest in me. I can help you get there. And again, this is just a specific example, but hopefully this gives you like insight onto things to think about if you're giving yourself that excuse, because oftentimes too, it might not be a money thing. It might be a trust thing. You might not trust yourself to follow through. And that's a big investment. And so one-on-one coaching, it's a big investment. It just is. If you're getting a good coach, it's going to cost you probably $300, $400, $500, $600 a month, right? That's an investment. That's a big investment. And if you don't trust yourself to follow through, then oftentimes people will give excuses. They'll say, I can't afford it right now. Or, now's really not the right time. Or, this other thing came up. And it's like, no, that's not true. You just don't believe in yourself. And if that's the case, then that is the perfect reason why you should invest in a coach. Because we're going to be on your side. We're going to hold you accountable. We're going to be in your corner. We're going to be helping you walk through these challenges that you're experiencing. A good coach doesn't make you feel like shit when you don't follow through. A good coach gives you grace and understanding and tries to help you troubleshoot what the issues are and how we can overcome them and how we can combat those problems when they arise again, because things always come up. So, anyway, you deserve to be healthy. You deserve to invest in yourself. You deserve to take care of yourself. You deserve health. We all do. And oftentimes it's the people who have dieted 5, 10, 15 times. It's like they just don't believe in themselves anymore. They don't think they're worth it. They don't believe that they deserve to be well. But I'm telling you right now, you do. You deserve to be healthy. And as I said, there's other ways to invest in yourself. You do not have to work with a one-on-one coach. That is the most effective way. But maybe for you, it's like, hey, I'm finally getting a gym membership and I'm going to commit to going once a week. That's awesome. If that's more than you were doing last week, then you're moving in the right direction. So, what I want to leave you with today, there's a lot of topics. Hopefully this was entertaining. I tried to add some comedy in, make it a little less aggressive, but it's kind of an aggressive topic. But you deserve to be healthy. You deserve to invest in yourself. You deserve it. You deserve to be well. And if you're not ready for one-on-one coaching, but you want some resource to help you get started on, and an investment could be time investment. I've got this metabolic quiz. And so just look at the link in the show notes. It's completely free. It does not cost a penny. It'll give you some action items to get started, to kickstart your health. And you'll even get a blueprint that'll walk you through what are the next steps you should take to improve your health, improve your fat loss results, and just feel better. And then if you do want, you can book a metabolic breakthrough session. And basically, I'll just help walk you through that blueprint and provide you with some, basically, your biggest hurdles. Basically, your biggest constraint. What is the biggest thing getting in your way of seeing results? And I'll outline that for you and provide you with action steps. I'm not going to sell you on coaching unless you're interested. But yes. So if you're ready to get started, but maybe you're not ready to invest in your health, do that. If you are ready to chat about coaching, I've got a discovery call link in the show notes too, and we can just set up a time to chat about what my coaching process would look like for you. But you deserve to be well. So anyway, if this resonated with you and you like the show, just like the show, rate, subscribe. It helps me get in front of more people, helps me help more people, and that's the goal of this show. So anyway, thank you so much for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.